Okay, Meaun, you have a lot of time for table talks. I turn it over to you.
Thank you, John. Hi, everyone. So welcome to maybe the most ambiguous session, because you never know what the topic will be, and you never know if the response is correct or not, especially to the topic that I'm coming back today. I'm saying I'm coming back, and I'll explain why. So the table topics is the session where members are encouraged to practice their impromptu speaking and improvisation. I like to say improvisation. So I'll share my screen. So I will do that as usually. Yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. So I said I'm coming back to the topic, the existentialism, because in the previous meeting, only 3 topics were taken, but I still think that this topic is worth to be discussed and to think about our life and the meaning of our life. So we have the same presentation. Just a moment to make it like that. So I'm asking for a volunteer, please. If not, I will pick someone, but I would like someone to volunteer. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yes, please. Someone raise her hand. Yeah, Judith? Are you muted? Yes.
Okay,
yes.
we'll try.
Choose a number,
Oh, I
please.
have to choose a number, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's choose. Well, let's do number 1.
Number 1. What is a person? It is the mind, the soul, or the body and organs.
Madam Table Topic Master, the person is all of those things. Obviously, we are the body. We have our organs, so we have to function in order to our minds to function. So that is an important thing. There's always been a question, what is a person? And especially talking about the soul, I think this comes up often when a person dies and wondered what happens. Is there a soul that remains? And there's lots of psychological, spiritual, religious interpretation of this particular event. But the person, I think, is all of those things. It is important that the mind, to me, is very important part. Who the person is, the person what the person expresses, how the person looks at the world, how a person judges herself, himself, and ultimately the way our mind works, I think, affects our organs and how the body works ultimately. Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Judith. So when I do that technical movement on my presentation, that's absolutely neat. So don't pay attention to that. Pay attention only to timer, because I have to do that. Okay, so moving to the next topic. Yes, John, please.
7.
7, lovely topic. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
You know, it depends on when you ask that. As you know, I've on record as having loved and lost twice, and I'm still paying for the last loss. So there's a time where it felt like not to have loved would have been easier, but of course I know that's not the answer. I know that most recently, and there's different kinds of love, but I'm focusing on romantic love and what I viewed at the time as failed love. And I came to realize in my last marriage, one where I was married for 20 years and had kids, and so that family and that love is still there, that as much as I identified as lost in the divorce, I have relationships with my ex, but I also have it with my kids. And so I've given a speech on this, and this is from Lord Tennyson. And I said, you know, it's better to have loved and lost and never loved of all, but I have the best, which is to have a love that I've never lost, which is the relationship I have with my kids. So I think life is all about love and supporting one another. There will be disappointment. There will be hurt. That's not a reason to avoid it. It will be painful. Take your licks, be honest about it, but have the courage, the strength, and the fortitude to put yourself back out there and be loving in all sorts. Even if you have a failed romantic relationship, that you can be loving with your non-romantic relationships. That's what it's about, to share your gifts and to support. And in that broad sense, I've always been in love, even when there's been a disappointment or two. Thank you for that question.
John, yes, I would say love is life. So yeah, you can lose, but it's worth to love. Thank you. So yeah, Vicky, please.
Number 6.
6, very interesting question. What is more real? How you perceive yourself, or how others perceive you?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. There is no question that my reality of me is more important than your reality of me. I was just talking to my oncologist the other day about cancer, which is one of my topics of concern, not one of my favorite topics, but I'd come to the realization that cancer is not so much about the body. The physical body rots, for lack of a better word, dust to dust. The Buddhists say it is the law of impermanence. Nothing lasts, especially our bodies. But those of us who fight cancer, fight it with our mind. It is a mind game. Game was not the word I used with my oncologist, but I'll keep this clean. And if we don't have the attitude that allows us to fight cancer and all it means, we have lost. As an example, my great-grandmother died in 1963 of brain cancer. She was my mother's favorite person in the world. And the death of Anna was something my mother never got over. And cancer was something she could not talk about. When she got cancer in 1996, part of her battle was that she refused to even talk about it. And I believe that killed her more than the process of cancer. For me, I don't know what the future holds, but I do know this. I don't have cancer. Cancer doesn't have me. I have cancer. But my attitude about my cancer is so much more important than the physical things that affect me. And as long as I keep that focus, my perception of how I handle my health, my life, my opportunities is about me, not about you. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Vicky, for your response.
Number 5, please.
5. So Vincent, do you think there is life on other planets? And if yes, do you think it's identical to ours?
There's no question about it, Mrs. Table Topic Master, Kate. I think no question about it at all. I mean, we consider ourselves as unique, but why should we feel ourselves unique? To be honest, we have quite a lot of traffic. I mean, the town I live in is very touristy. We have, as a matter of fact, we have people coming from other planets. Now, you might say that they're coming from a different universe, but no, they have a different cultural background. They might have a different ethnic background, and that, to some of us, is coming from a different world. And there, the thinking process starts. How do we get on? There cannot be any ambiguity about it. We have to be clear that we accept people from other planets, that we appreciate their way, And if they like to dress in green, well, let them dress in green. If they like to have only vegetarian food, and Muro knows about difficult customers and restaurants, well, let's have them only carrots if they want to have carrots. Let's be open-minded, allow people to do what they want to do and accept that our points of view might not be the one which has to be followed all day. So therefore, I'm living in a world where we have visitors from other planets. We live with people from different parts of the world, and we have to accept that people's mind frames are different from mine. Thank you.
I agree with you, Vincent, saying that, yeah, your friends are different from you. We live on this planet and we are so different, and we have so much different cultural, cultural differences. So yes, I believe that, yes, I'm a table topics master, but I guess I also can say something that I believe that there is life on other planets. Okay, and that would be different. Very different, not better, not worse, but different. Okay, who's next?
I would like to try number 3.
Yeah, Sharon, please. So that will be, do you think humans are born with ethics, or do we learn them through life?
Oh, how are we defining ethics? I think it's a foundation that is given to us from family, and then it's strengthened as we learn to live through life. But I feel that the base comes from family, and we gather what we've learned from family members and pass it on into how we excel on our own in life. Ambiguously, I speak on the subject of kindness and the subject of love. And as someone has said, how I treat myself truly depends on how you are treated. If I'm thinking good of me, if there's value in me, I have to see the value in you. And hopefully our connection will bring out strength and goodness. They say when you free your heart, you heal your hurt, and you change your life. Hopefully that's ethical for us all. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Sharon. I agree with you. That comes from the family. In our culture, we say about a person with good ethics, saying that person has 7 years from home, from the family. So that comes from the family. Thank you very much for that response. So that will be, yeah. So who will be the next? Pick the topic. I'm saying the question all the time, but that's a topic, not a question. Okay, I'm trying to see. I don't see. Lavenia, would you pick a topic, please?
I'll pick 4.
Number 4. I love that question. What makes someone beautiful?
What makes someone beautiful? Let me pin the timer so I could take a look, okay, at what, how much time I have to define this question. I guess it depends on our definition of beautiful. We could have someone who is sharp from head to toe. They're beautiful, but what type of person are they? I know they are attractive to the eye, but is this someone that you would like to introduce your friends to, your parents to, your workmates to? Would you bring them and to an important event at your job? Would they be a beautiful person in their actions? Would they embarrass you among your workmates? So when we talk about beautiful, the word, it can be ambiguous. What do what is beautiful to us? So is it just the physical, or is it the person that is beautiful on the inside? I think what makes someone beautiful is their inside and not what's on the outside. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Lavenia. Yes, maybe that question would, that topic would be, or maybe that question would be connected to that question, what is the person? Yes, the beauty is the person, I guess, is everything. And the beauty comes from inside and not vice versa. So who'll take? Sandra, would you pick another topic, please?
Number 8.
Number 8. What must two people have in common to connect?
I believe that would be common beliefs, common outlook, favorite foods, smells, all the senses that are important to one person cannot be ambiguous in the other. They have to find a connection. And when that happens, it's so magical. And I love hearing stories of romance from years and years ago, all the way up to today. But I think we look for someone like us, mostly, so that we can connect. We have generational differences that sometimes make it difficult. If you don't like my music from the 70s, it's not going to happen. So we want to find things that are important to us in common with someone we fall in love with. And also that includes being able to be quiet together, which I think is the hardest part of a romance, of a relationship, is just that comfort in being in each other's company, not saying anything, just enjoying the touch of their skin, the way they smell, the way they smile at you, and the memories that you'll never, ever forget. So having those things in common, that you can relax, that you trust that person. It's a complicated question, and it's different for everybody. But for me, if I can find peace and quiet with someone, I know I've met a soul, a friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I agree with you totally. For two people to connect, of course, they need to have those things in common, starting with beliefs. If no common beliefs, if no common things to do together, so no chances to make the connection. Thank you very much. So we have only one question left. So let me see. Who can I see them? Yeah, Carol. Would you pick that question, please?
Okay, number 2.
Yeah. Okay. What's the difference between living and existing?
Thank you for that question, Madam Table Topics Master. Living is with a purpose. Existing is making sure you are safe, that you have enough food. But once you get that taken care of, and most of us have, we exist. what goes beyond that? And what goes beyond that to make us live is building relationships with people, helping people, having some sort of purpose, some sort of passion and a goal. What is it that keeps you going? Okay, you've got something to eat, you've got a roof over your head. Now the day starts. Now what? And that's when you start living and go beyond just existing. And it's a combination of things. There's an ambiguity there in that you're choosing various things to do, and they are often in conflict. But if you're living, there's some driving purpose underneath, whether it's your relationships or your job, or somehow they're combined. What is important? What leads you forward? What makes it all worthwhile? Because we've gone past the point where it's just subsistence. We're past that. And this is our challenge. This is the challenge to humanity. What is this all about? If we're going beyond existing, what is it we're going to do? And it's different for each one of us. And it's the most important question we have to answer. And I've been working on it for years and years, and I'm still not sure I know the answer, but I know it's an important question. I don't want to just exist. I want to live. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Carol. Yes, this is the most ambiguous question, because there is no the correct answer. It's just in interpretation through our perception. So we run out of these questions on this presentation, but we have more time today. So please let me know if we can continue or we move on to evaluations.
Great. I think you're giving it back to me. I noticed a few people, and I think we have a couple minutes left. Aprille and Brad, among others, did not involve. Aprille, what would you like to ask Brad? Brad, you have 1 to 2 minutes to respond. Aprille, what's on your mind about Brad Stauffer? Maybe in the vein of the vibe that Kate has created, or just something you're curious about.
Okay, Brad, how come you're not Bradley, like Bradley Cooper? I mean, Brad. Brad, it's like, it's a good idea to name your dog a single syllable word, like Rex, here boy, that kind of thing. So what's the value of Brad for you? You've had it for a few years, I believe. So talk to us, Brad. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Aprille, and thank you for reminding me about Bradley Cooper. Talk about a man crush. Bradley Cooper, despite that he has the name Bradley, which isn't my name, he's got a lot of other things going. I go by Brad because when I am called Bradford, I know I am in trouble. My mother named me Bradford after, I believe it's my father's middle name, which my father got in trouble a lot too. I don't know. So maybe that's why I have the name Bradford. So I know when someone calls me Bradford, they're serious. I did something wrong. I need to pay attention. Like, it turns my head. I tried to use it in a formal way in my career or in my first few years at Toastmasters, Bradford. It just didn't land for me. For me, it's too proper. And I like just being Brad. So if you want to tug at my heart, call me Brad. If you want to grab my attention, you might try Bradford, but I prefer Brad, Aprille. Thank you.
Thank you for that. If
Thank
I
you,
were
Brad.
asking a question of Aprille, I'd say, what's up with the double L-E? But Brad, it's your chance to ask her a question.
Thank you, John. I don't think you know that Aprille and I have a lot of back and forth, often every week in another venue. But I love this opportunity to put her on the spot. Aprille, I met you years ago when you were a guest for the first time, I believe, at a Story Masters meeting. And I feel we connected that day, and now we've done a lot of connection on Zoom. But I want to know about you. What has happened to you in your years in Toastmasters?
Today is an excellent example of why I stick with Toastmasters. It's all of us. We're so bright and seeking and smart and willing to reveal ourselves, to not be ambiguous about the fact that we want to learn more about life. And I love, Carol, how you consistently talk about, I mean it about my living my life. I'm just very proud to be in the company of such fine individuals. So I'm learning with you. I've got much more to grow on. And at some point in the future, I'm going to tell you about the double L, E. Thank you so much. Brad.
Thank you, Aprille. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Well done.
And I would like to call onto the stage Scott, who will be giving us table topics evaluations. Are you ready, Scott?
Ready. Fellow Toastmasters, Mr. General Evaluator, thank you. I would start with this. Sometimes as table topics presenters, we can feel as a group as though we are a panel of meandering ambiguity. It's an opportunity in table topics to really step forward and grab a topic by the throat and slam it to the ground. And a couple of you did a great job of it. And a few others, you built your topic as you went along. And when I first learned about evaluating table topics, I was told you got to look for a great beginning, a great middle, and a great end. That's very ambiguous. Instead, I would suggest to you look for your answer first. Present the answer to your question first, build on it in the middle, and then slam them with the answer at the end. That said, we had some great presentations today. Oh, and by the way, before I go into the presentations really quick, I would say this. Kate, you came prepared with a pile of great questions, and it was so necessary. When you're going to be a table topics master, you better come with 8 to 10 questions, because we could easily lose a speaker like we did today. So I loved how you filled it. And furthermore, I loved how John picked up the ball and filled a few more minutes and let everybody participate. That I think is a building opportunity for us all. I love the twists that we had today. John took love versus lost and said, what about never lost? I liked that. Vicky did start her table topics with, my reality of me is more important than your reality of me. And that really captured me and really took the tone of the whole presentation that she did. She really did have a, forgive me, beginning, middle, and end that tied it together. Vince, great twist, Vincent, to be able to say, even though we're from the same planet, we're from different planets. And again, a great twist on the conversation. Do yourselves a favor, one quick last observation. Try really hard not to say, I think, I believe. You are speaking, therefore it is what you think and it is what you believe. And when we use the word redundant for the word of the day, that will be establishing what that exactly does, is that is it in itself is redundant and it's distracting. That's what I got for you, fellow Toastmasters.